Okay, so this problem kind of has two basic steps. The first part to understand is what exactly the radius is in this case. And so the first thing that we need to do is find this length and then add it up with this length. And we have to remember that this is the center. So even though this circle, this is the diameter, we actually only need the radius because we need the overall radius for centripetal force. So this is the equation because we're given this angle and this side, and so the opposite over hypotenuse, this is the opposite, so it's sine plus d over 2, so that just gets this entire length, which is what we need for a centripetal force. Oh wait, no, that just looks like an R. Okay, so I guess I can plug that in. So that's like the basic equation. You can solve that if you want, but I already have the final answer here. So then the next thing that you need to do is actually figure out what the centripetal force is using what we're given. So even though we don't know tension, we can use relations having to do with tension to find it. So we do know this angle, and we do know that the forces have to kind of counterbalance each other. So here mg is equal to t times the cosine of theta, because again, like before, the cosine is going to be the adjacent side, and mg is going here, like I wrote down here. So those have to be equal. That's one part. And the other part, t times sine theta equals mv squared over r. Like we just talked about, this is r, so centripetal force, like I've drawn here in the dashed lines, is the centripetal force, which is the addition of t and mg together. So in that case, because we already know this is the equation, this would be equivalent to that. And then even though we don't know tension, we can still use these equations literally by just dividing this this by that. So then we get tangent of theta equals v squared over rg, and then we just need to change this so that it's equal to v, so it's rg times tangent of theta equals v squared. V equals square root of rg tangent theta. And then you just plug in the numbers and you get this answer. So I guess the main thing to deal with here that's hard to think about is how to deal with the fact that you don't know tension. So the thing that I always try to do is try to find as much equalities as I can and then kind of try to substitute with that. You don't actually even need to just divide them. You could bring the sign over here, so it's mv squared over r times sine theta, and then mg over cosine theta, and then just set them equal to each other, and you get the same answer. So it's not even like I know this isn't like as obvious, but just try to find equalities, and then just kind of go from there, see what variables you can replace from what you need to find. Cool.